right? But you see it's okay because you've seen it all day.
That's always there.
It's always there. And this is where I put my cleaning supplies. I always put them right here.
And this is the house you live in, right?
Yeah, right.
As a realtor, I've been inside of so many houses. I know what a house should look like when it gets ready to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not coming in used to the baby's alphabets being on the refrigerator.
Right. You know, and like, all of the pictures, right? You know, the 1-year-old pictures up there, and then you got the football picture up there. You can't even see the refrigerator, the stainless steel refrigerator. Right. Which we listed in the comments. Right. You can't even see it because, you know, little buddy's pictures are all over the refrigerator.
Or
and
his
his
fingerprints.
drawings.
Or his fingerprints all over the refrigerator, right?
Right. Yo, man, we are back again for another one. All right? Real Intentions podcast, where we are discussing, man, how do you relate real estate to the dating game? I'm Aaron Hingston.
I'm John White. We are in the A-Team Realty Group. Real estate, dating. They seem totally different. But as we've kind of been working out, you really need a relationship with the realtor that you're working with.
Yeah, for real.
Now it don't have to be romantic. Let's keep it professional, but it's a relationship nonetheless.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And we went through in the last podcast, we talked about hurdles in the relationship, but we pretty much focused on the buyer side.
Yeah, man. From the beginning, we've talked mostly about the buyer, right? How do we develop with a buyer in a relationship with a buyer?
Correct.
But there's another side to that coin.
Yeah, because we work with sellers as well.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so felt it required that we do something speaking to the sellers.
Yep.
To talk about the hurdles that sellers face.
Hurdles part 2.
Hurdles part 2. One big hurdle that a lot of sellers run into is commissions.
Man.
Because for buyers, when you work with an agent, you don't pay any commission.
Yeah, right.
You get the agent for free.
Right.
But somebody's got to pay.
Somebody's paying.
Because my kids got to eat.
Bruh.
And they getting bigger.
By the day.
And so who pays those commissions? Well, the seller has to pay the commissions. That is part of the expense of selling your home. Right. And so...
And that's the traditional thing, right?
That's the traditional
thing.
Yes.
Everything is negotiable just like any other part of the contract. Correct. But that's definitely the traditional thing, is that the seller pays a one commission to the listing broker.
Correct.
And then the listing broker's responsibility is to split that up between the buying broker and the selling broker.
Correct. And so a lot of people don't want to pay commissions, though.
Yeah, right.
They got the, I can do bad all by myself.
Bro.
INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? I mean, they figure,
No, I can't
I don't need.
I always mess up the letters. My bad.
Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Because I'm a rapper. No.
In your former life.
In my last life, I was a rapper. But they want to do it alone. They're going to do it alone. Right.
I'm going to go at it alone, man.
Because I don't want to pay the commission.
Bro, and that whole FSBO, for sale by owner, is one of the things, man, that we combat, right? As seasoned agents, we look out at the for sale by owners, and what we do is we reach out to them and say, hey, are you ready yet?
Yes. Because sooner or later,
right,
they'll be ready.
Right?
Yes.
And especially with the market the way that it was, people are assuming that, you know what, I'm going to just go out there and I can do this myself. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I watched enough YouTube videos. Correct. I've done enough at this point to get my house sold, and I don't need their help or their assistance.
Right. And I can save that money.
right?
Yes.
Because that's really probably the biggest push to do it all, right? Is to save the commission on it.
Yes, because otherwise you wouldn't want to go through all the contract piece by yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't want to go through the negotiation by yourself.
Right.
The only piece that you would want to avoid is the commission.
Is the commission. And so, honestly, man, every day, and this way I kind of battle with it. Every day you pay for something.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Every day you don't argue with the people.
If it's worth
it, you don't argue with the people when you go to buy a car, you don't argue with the people at the car lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're getting a commission, right?
Correct.
When you go to Walmart is getting paid.
Correct.
And you'll go there and you'll buy whatever you need to buy, right? And we're not arguing necessarily with those things. We're paying it because we believe that we're going to get what we went there to get.
Yes.
Same thing with an agent is you have expectations, set clear expectations for that person to do what you're supposed to do. Correct. And then hire them to work for you, right?
Work for you.
They become an employee.
Kind of like a waiter.
Okay.
A wait staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pay for the meal, but
right.
Generally, what do?
You leave a tip.
You leave a tip.
Yeah.
You're supposed to leave a tip. let's say that you are supposed to leave.
We
a
out
tip.
on a date. Leave a tip.
I mean, sometimes service ain't all that hot.
Right.
Maybe you leave a smaller tip.
A smaller tip.
Right. Just so they know that, hey, I could have got more if I did better. Yeah. But tip nonetheless.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Man, so I mean, you had these for sale by owners that these sellers who decide they want to sell their homes on their own,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And what people don't realize is there are so many steps, right? Just like running, 1, 2, 3 kick, right?
Yes,
when we talking about the hurdles.
Talking about the hurdles.
There's so many steps, man, in the process that so many people don't even realize.
Yes.
And just filling out the contract and writing down that number of commission is not even step one, right? That's even the beginning of the process.
That's correct.
I mean, there's part of the process. There's pictures to take.
Yes. Somebody's got to get your house in order first.
Right.
Because you don't want to just take any picture of your house because just like when you go to glamour shots.
Right.
You don't show up in there
you put your best foot forward.
You don't show up in there with your t-shirt and jeans on.
Right, man. Even when you was going to Ole Mills, right?
Right.
You still made sure that everything was in order, right?
You made sure that you were as good as you could be.
Yeah,
you put your best foot forward.
Right.
And then you just count on the Photoshop to do the rest for you,
to clean up the loose spots.
Sometimes Photoshop got to do its part, but so you got to make sure the house is ready.
Yeah,
and there's some steps to that. You can't have it too cluttered.
Right.
You got to have it neat. You got to have it clean. And
that's a consultation that you're going to have with an agent, right?
Correct.
That's going to come and they're going to say, you know what? In this market, I mean, because let's just be clear, there are some things that we still face today, right?
Correct.
And you want to take some of that personal stuff out of your home.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, you want to get the best price for it.
You want to get the best price.
Right. And so
from whoever the buyer is.
Whoever that buyer will be.
And so you want to make sure that that something about your lifestyle is not offensive to the person that might be willing to pay you what you want for your house.
Or even more for that house.
Yes.
Right? Because this is the first conversation we got to have, is you have to take your emotions out of this process.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
When you walk to the table as a seller, this almost becomes an emotional. This has to become.
This is. You've raised your kids in this house.
Yeah, right.
All your fondest memories have been in this house.
Junebug was, he had his wedding in the backyard.
You got little scratches on the door with.
Well, mark the heights of your kids.
Ty was 3 feet here. This when he was 7. This when he was 9.
Right. I
mean, and all that is still in this house.
Yeah.
All that happened here.
Yep.
And it's hard to separate that when you're trying to sell it.
Right. Because the person coming in is going to build their own new memories and life into this house.
Correct.
And the fact that you laid that piece of concrete with your son in the backyard and y'all built that gazebo, it really doesn't matter anymore.
It has no value to them.
To them at all.
Yeah.
That emotional value.
As a matter of fact, they might be coming back later asking you to remove it.
Don't get mad.
Because I mean,
don't get mad if they ask you to tear it down on your. Take that with you on your way out.
Yeah. You please take the stone with you.
Right.
So I mean, like we say, there's steps, right?
Yeah.
So you got to get the house ready. Mm-hmm. You got to get pictures taken.
Yep.
You know, sometimes people have a Polaroid and.
Man, you know what? Because I know phones are better than they used to be, but there used to be, you could tell people would take these fuzzy pictures, man, and just put them up. Yep. And not only in the picture, but you'll see clothes that need to be folded sitting over here
right.
in a basket. Right. So even the eye to be able to put the best foot forward is necessary from somebody who,
from a neutral standpoint. Who
will say, hey, you know what? Move that out of the way so that we can get a better picture. Right? But you see it's okay because you've seen it all day.
That's always there.
It's always there. And this is where I put my cleaning supplies. I always put them right here.
And this is the house you live in, right?
Yeah, right.
As a realtor, I've been inside of so many houses. I know what a house should look like when it gets ready to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not coming in used to the baby's alphabets being on the refrigerator.
Right. You know, and like, all of the pictures, right? You know, the 1-year-old pictures up there, and then you got the football picture up there. Yep. You can't even see the refrigerator, the stainless steel refrigerator, which we listed in the comments. You can't even see it because, you know, little buddy's pictures are all over the refrigerator.
And his fingerprints. Or his fingerprints all over the refrigerator, right? I mean, so there are things that you need to have the independent eye of a realtor to help you with.
And so many people feel like they can do it on their own, right?
Yes.
There are plenty of people. So, okay, let's just put the caveat. There may be some of you guys out there who are capable.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we don't want to. We're not trying to knock you. If you're capable of doing it, then by all means do your thing. Yes. But there are so many others that we see on a daily basis that we realize, you know,
they be trying to do it, but they just do it wrong.
Not quite.
They just doing it wrong.
And one of the things one of the things that we're seeing is, so you set your price, right? This is your sales price. Because
what did you base that on?
Where did you base it on? What comps did you base it on? Did you base it on what your neighbor said they sold their house for? Or what the neighbor's neighbor? Bro, they lie all the time.
Have you ever seen the neighbor? I sold my house for $395.
Right.
Well,
and the neighborhood is valued at $220.
Coming to find out, they sold it at $200.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Right.
People gonna tell you what they want to hear. Man, or what they want you to hear.
What they want you to hear. Yes, what they want you to believe. And so you've overvalued the house. And so now you're not even in the running, right?
Yes.
You wonder why nobody's coming to look at it. You know, what did we do wrong? Well, I mean, all of that expert knowledge comes to the table in your initial conversation that says, hey, man, this is what we see.
Yes.
And even in that conversation, one of the things we do is we make sure that we, as part of this relationship building, we want you to agree. We're not coming to you with a number that we're going to pull out of the air.
And that's different from a lot of agents.
Exactly.
That's one of our special things, right?
Right.
What we do is we bring the comps and we sit with you.
Yeah.
And we decide, or actually we don't decide. You decide.
You decide.
Based on the comps. This is what other houses look like that are selling in your neighborhood. This is what they went for. What do you feel like yours is worth compared to those?
Compared to these. Because the thing is, and this allows a little bit of your emotions to kind of get in, right?
Down.
Because it helps you, because what you can say is, we come with all of the pictures and everything on the house.
Yes.
And you can say, well, you know what? My bathroom's better than that one.
Correct.
Or my kitchen has been redone and we're better than that one. They sold at this price. Maybe we can go up a little bit more because of that.
Right.
And so it allows you to then partner with us.
It at least gives you a basis.
Yeah, man.
For your price.
Right.
Besides the fact that, you know, my kids grew up here.
Yeah,
because that's worth a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And not discounting the sentiment that goes into a house, because a life lived in a house is a beautiful thing. But it was beautiful for you.
And where that comes into play, and because I'm just thinking about it, where that comes into play is when we begin to talk about the house to other people.
Yes.
This is what they raised their family in this house. It was the perfect house for 3 kids and 2 dogs and this, right?
Correct.
Because if you're in that place where these are the schools that you want, the buyers, this is the schools that they want, this is the place where they want to be, then those things are going to be important.
Yes.
Because maybe they're a new, they're a young couple starting out and they want to build a family.
And those are things they hadn't 100% considered or thought of, but now those facts are available to them.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, yeah, I mean, you get to share that stuff through the realtor, but you've also priced the house reasonably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, because all of those things, man, tie into, because and that's the knowledge. Like, these things are just running through my head, right?
Yes.
Because if we have a knowledge of what the market is looking for.
Yes.
Okay? And because we have the knowledge of and there may be some crazy thing in the market right now. There may be where people want a man cave and an office and all these other kind of things, right?
Or people want tiny homes.
They want a tiny home, whatever that is, right?
Yes.
And you may even have a back door shed,
right,
that could be converted, right?
Yes. Yes.
We can begin to envision how those things lock into what the market is looking for,
exactly,
and then promote your home in a way that begins to tie into those emotional things that other people are looking for.
You just said a big word, promote.
Yeah.
So another
right.
issue that the for sale, hurdle that a for sale by owner faces is getting people to see your house.
The promotion.
It can be a beautiful house, but if nobody sees it, it's gonna be your beautiful house.
Yep.
It's gonna be yours.
You have a silent listing.
Right. Right. And I mean, people might drive down the street and see for sale by owner and be like, hey, my cousin needs, I want them to live by me. Or maybe I don't want my cousin to live by me, so I ain't finna tell them about it.
I'm not gonna tell them about this.
Right?
But had it been listed, the cousin may have seen it on their own.
Had it been listed,
yeah,
everybody that looks at the databases are gonna see them.
Yeah.
Because when we list it, it goes to HAR, it goes to Zillow, Redfin.
Yep. Realtor.com.
Realtor.com. It's posted on all those.
Yeah.
And so you get a visibility using a realtor that brings more people to your house because more people saw it.
Right.
It doesn't matter how great the house is if nobody sees it.
I mean, in this day and age, man, there's so many, even out of those traditional ways, right? Now we have, Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and Facebook Marketplace, and all of those are other areas where we then take that same information and we put it out there because it only takes one. You only need one contract.
And everybody doesn't do that either.
No, absolutely not.
That's an 18 thing.
Right, right.
Because we believe that the more exposure you get, the better pricing you get.
Yeah, because as a for sale by owner, one of the pitfalls that people run into is because you don't have the negotiation tools of what the market is doing, you'll actually accept less than what the house is worth, and will have maybe even given up the amount you would have saved in commission.
So you gave up commission regardless.
You gave it up anyway because you lost it in the sale of the house because you weren't able to negotiate through these processes, right?
Yes.
And then on top of that, you don't have legal access to the contracts.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? To a lot of these contracts, right?
Right.
And so, even in that, now there's a lot of other movements. And you got to figure out how to get to the title company. You got to figure out how to check on a mortgage. You got to figure out how to do these other things, right?
That's correct.
So, I mean, verifying income and all of those things that come with a buyer.
Yes. And please understand, in most cases, the for sale by owner is dealing with a real estate agent on the other side.
Yeah, right, on the buyer side.
So on the buyer side. So if there's ever an opportunity to be taken advantage of, there it is.
There it is. That agent is coming.
Yes.
With guns blazing.
With guns blazing.
To take the best care for their client.
Right. And which is their fiduciary responsibility.
It's their responsibility.
Now, the thing is, we said in the last podcast that all the contracts are written to benefit the buyer.
Yep.
So if the contracts are written to benefit the buyer and he's got an agent who knows how to work these contracts and you are a seller who's representing yourself, you are really doing yourself a great disservice in most cases.
In most cases, right? Right? It's going to court for capital murder and representing yourself.
Yeah, which sometimes it might work.
It may work
if you real innocent.
Yeah,
you might
real innocent.
you might be able to get away with it. But if you're a little bit guilty,
if you got a teacher guilt,
then it might not look so high.
It might not look so high. I mean, so even with that, man, there are other things that entice us today. Entice you as a seller to. I'm good with living single, right? That's the idea, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm good. I can do this on my own. I get these letters in the mail that tell me my house is worth this.
Correct.
And I can sell it directly to them, and they are going to pay me in 10 days cash.
I looked and saw the Zestimate in my house was worth $593,000 on the Zestimate.
And I'm going to sell it to Zillow, and they're going to buy it from me in 10 days.
Well, you're not going to sell it to Zillow now.
Because they have shut the whole thing down.
The iBuyer market.
Right.
All right. That's a market that has been and currently is facing lawsuits.
Yeah. There's a $64 million lawsuit.
For marketing violation.
Right. Because some of the stuff, like when we talk about this dating app, right?
Yes.
And we are in the app, and we are on the computer, and we searched for selling my house.
Right.
They picked up that algorithm, and now boop, 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 all these ads pop up, right?
Yeah.
And they're saying in the ad, hey, we sell your house for more than it's worth without commissions.
We'll pay you more than the market will bear, and you don't have to pay commissions. And we'll sell it in 3 days. Yeah. You don't have to do showings. You can
sell it as is. You don't have to change anything.
You don't have to fix it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're not lying. You don't have to fix a thing. What they don't tell you though.
Here's the kicker.
This is what they don't tell you. What they don't tell you is, you can sell the house without an agent, and you won't pay commission.
Yep.
Because they changed the word to fee.
Yeah, right.
So
there's processing fee.
Yeah,
there's a holding fee.
Yeah, so there's a fee that's just as much as commission is.
Actually, it's more. Because we ran into one that was 8%, right?
Correct.
Traditionally, in our market, 6% is the full commission that a seller would pay, right?
Correct.
And then it's split. But there was an 8% fee that entitled a whole lot of things, right? It had it real nice and broken down, right? To give you an idea. But if you didn't know, you'd be like, okay, the convenience of this is okay.
Yes, because I got kids. I don't want to have to do no showings.
I don't really have to clean up. I don't want to have to do anything to it. I know, I don't want to have to replace the roof or do any of these kind of things, right?
Correct.
And so I'm just going to sell it to them and be done with it.
And they'll give me a great price for it, which they'll show you a great price for it.
When you go and fill out that app,
right.
They're gonna pull up your house, and you're gonna type in all of what you believe is good, bad, or ugly with the house.
Good carpet, except for in the back bedroom. That's kind of old. The kitchen cabinets are marble.
They need a little help.
They could use a little help.
Yeah.
The bathroom is fairly up to date.
And you thinking through it through your mindset, right? Your emotions are still attached to this whole thing, right?
Yes.
So it's just like you getting the Kelly Blue Book value on your car.
That's it.
Right? And darn well your car ain't excellent.
Yes. It is in my mind.
It is in my mind.
Right.
But you done had 3 wrecks in that car.
Yeah, right. That don't count though, because they fixed it.
They fixed it.
Yeah.
No, that counts as the Blue Book value. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So then you go and you look at the pricing, right?
Yeah.
And it's they say, okay, we'll give you $390,000 for this house.
Right.
And you're like, that's great. That's
because I thought my house was worth $325.
Right. So we'll give you $390.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm selling it today.
Yeah.
And they'll take it today.
Yes.
And so then what they'll do is then they'll start becoming a little more transparent.
Yeah, because now they didn't see the house.
Right.
They hadn't been to the house. They haven't done any inspections on the house.
Yes.
This is your initial offer.
Oh, Was it initial?
Yeah,
Oh.
This is your initial offer.
So
now,
right now, let's send somebody out to see what we'll really give you for your house.
What we'll really give you for the house, because now we're gonna send somebody out, and they need to have access to these things, right?
Yes.
They're gonna come out, and the inspector's gonna come out. He's gonna look at the roof, gonna look at the AC, gonna look at the yard, gonna look at the foundation.
The same things that everybody else was gonna look at.
The same exact things, and then.
What happened to that beautiful offer that you had?
There's an adjustment.
Oh, adjustment.
Yeah, there's an adjustment that begins to happen.
Do they adjust that fee too?
Nope, that fee doesn't adjust.
Oh, that fee stays the same.
That fee stays, that 8% doesn't have anything to do with this adjustment that's about to happen to your price.
Gotcha.
Right? So now you're adjusting, and we're adjusting for the roof because we saw a couple nicks in the roof. We're adjusting for this because we saw this. And they make these changes.
Yes.
And you start seeing this thing really unfold. Right?
The worst one I saw, I believe, one of the ones I saw was you have a tree in the front yard in front of a window. We're going to have to tear down, we're going to have to remove the tree.
You mean to tell me?
That tree been there for 32 years. What you got to remove it for?
Why is that now a problem?
But
the window. Now, if it had an issue with the foundation,
right.
But it was an issue with the window.
When you look out the window and there's a tree outside. Some people like trees.
Some people like trees.
But not when I'm negotiating for the price of your home.
Because now they're trying to find ways to bring down that price.
What's going to happen? That beautiful price
price they just gave you. What's going to happen is they're going to put that house back on the market.
Yes.
And they need to make sure that there's some equity in that house when they put it back on the market, because they're into wholesaling, right? That's really what they're doing. If they can get as many people in, get the prices down to where they can, put them back on the market and resell them, right, at the price that they probably should have given you at the end of the day.
Correct.
But they're not going to give you that price. They're going to bait you in, and then once they baited you in, then they're going to lock you in because now you're emotional.
Yes.
You felt like, okay, we've already started in the process of moving in our head.
And my house is sold.
It's already done. So now you've already started doing other things to get ready. You've already counted your money.
Yes.
Right? And you're ready to go. And so now when they bring these changes in, you're too far gone at this point.
Yes.
And be like, you know what? We might as well just go ahead and
we'll just go ahead and
do it.
Yes.
And that's what happens a lot of times,
That's what happens a lot of times. Even to the point when they come up and they say, hey, if you still have trash outside, then we're going to have to charge you a trash removal fee.
A trash removal fee. So
even though the trash man coming on Monday.
Guys, we're not playing. This
you closed on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't close.
You don't close on Sunday.
Okay. If they're coming on Saturday, but you're closing on Friday.
Right. That trash needs to be gone on Friday.
That trash has to be gone on Friday, or that's another deduction from your.
We'll take that out of the closing.
We'll take that out of your closing.
The money we're gonna give you, we'll take that out of that.
Yes.
And so there's a whole lot of things, man, that they just don't tell you. There's no transparency up front when they send you that letter, or you click on that ad, or you do any of these other things, right? You become part of this funnel that comes down into, this mechanism.
Yes.
That is churning out, the same thing to everybody. And it has nothing. It has no connection to the relationship that is supposed to be built between sellers and their agents, right?
Correct.
Absolutely none. Because we're taking into consideration that you spent 30 years in this house with your family.
Yes.
We're taking into consideration that this is a great school district and all of these things matter, right?
Yes.
They're not doing that.
Yeah. And bottom line is they want the commission.
They're getting a commission of 8% plus.
Plus whatever else they can talk you out of
exactly.
on the sale of the house.
Yeah.
So they're making money just like every real estate agent is.
Exactly.
Except for our numbers capped.
Yeah, man, it's capped. and you actually get to speak to somebody with skin, right? Somebody we are committing to this process, and we have skin in the game just like you, right?
And what if you had a question?
Exactly. Like a real question.
Yeah, like a question.
Yeah. Right.
Like anything you wanted to know about selling your house because maybe you've never done this before.
Yeah.
Well, with an agent, you got somebody to ask.
Yep.
And with them, you can call customer support, but You know,
that's what you're calling customer support.
The answer they give you is going to be generic based on what their script says.
Yeah.
Your agent is going to give you an answer based on what your situation is,
right,
what your home situation is,
right,
what the market situation is. You're going to get a better answer.
Yeah. And the
from
thing
an
is,
actual
man,
agent.
The awesome thing about this, right, is because we built this podcast on relationship, right?
Correct.
And the building of relationship and all of those kind of things. Because what you get now, when you partner with that agent to sell your home, now you have a partner that's going to help you through whatever other process you're going through.
Yes.
Because now, whatever reason you're selling the home, you want to upgrade or you're moving or whatever it is, we can refer you because you're being transferred. We can refer you to another great agent somewhere else.
Yes.
We can help you buy your current home here, right?
Yes.
And we can work out that full thing as a
package.
As a package, right?
And we can work it out so that the closings work
simultaneously. Yeah, right.
So when you move out of here, you move right into the new one.
Because we're concerned about your capital gains tax as a seller.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Because if you transfer the money straight from this one into the next one, then you're saving in some areas, right? But everybody doesn't know that.
Just note, this is not tax advice.
It's not
Please
advice.
see your tax attorney. They will answer all these tax questions.
But we have an expert that we can connect you to to get those questions answered.
Correct. But yeah, man. So I think the bottom line is that it generally is worth the commission.
Yeah.
To work with an agent that is knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And is good at what they do. And that's where we come in. I mean, that's why we want to build that relationship, so you have the comfort with us, that you know, hey, these are our real intentions.
Right.
These are your real intentions. If we're intending to do the same thing, we can work together to get it done.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of times with the iBuyers and the for sale by owner situation, you're out there by yourself. So you don't really have, I mean, they're your intentions.
Who's advocating for you at the end of the day, right?
That's generally the issue you'll run into.
Right, because when you run into some issues in any relationship, you want to make sure that your partner advocates for you, right?
Correct.
When something comes up that they see is going wrong or whatever that is, you want to make sure you have that Bonnie and Clyde shows up, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
That's
my ride or die.
That's my ride or die.
That's it.
And they're going to take care of me. And we just got to make sure, man, that, buyer, seller, whoever you are, that you partner with an agent. Here's two great ones right here. But you partner with somebody who is going to be that ride or die with you through the process, process.
That's exactly right. And hey, I think with that, I think
we're good on that one,
I think we're good on that
Hurdles
one.
too.
Hey, hurdles too. So all you buyers out there, please know that the A-Team is available for you. And if you want to talk about the option of for sale by owner or iBuyers, we'll talk to you about it as well.
Right.
It's not like we just want to henpeck you and pull you into our net. We believe our net is better for you than the other.
Yeah.
So.
No doubt. That's it, man. Look for us on the next issue of Real Intentions, and we will see you guys next time.
We're out.
Peace.